What's up, guys? It's Techno Viking 23 coming to you today with another Mass Effect 3 multiplayer character overview. And in this series, I'm going over some of the more advanced characters, some of the characters you get in some of those higher level packs, like your Spectre packs. And every so often, you'll get lucky and get one in a veteran pack. But today, we're actually going to be going over the Geth Trooper Soldier. Now, there are two different Geth Troopers. One is the Geth Juggernaut, who you guys have probably seen in a couple of my other videos, who's really powerful, really great character. But there's also another Geth that a lot of people overlook, and that's the Geth Trooper Soldier. He's not quite as durable as the Juggernaut, but he can still be a force to be reckoned with because he can put out quite a bit of damage using Flamer, and he's also very solid with the different weapons. So I'm going to kind of go into the build I'm using currently with him. It may differ from what a lot of people use because I do 6-slot him in 4 powers instead of doing a more even build. But let's go ahead and take a look at him. Now you can see here I do have 6 slots in Flamer, Fortification, Networked AI, and Advanced Hardware. I actually do not use Hunter mode with the Geth because this reduces your shield efficiency, which is actually the Geth's primary strength. You can see there his shields are at 1650, his health is only 413. So once your shields go down as a Geth, you die very fast because he's only got about as much health as a Drell or some of the Volus. So he's not very durable, but when those shields are up there at 1650, you can take quite a few hits with this guy. So one of the reasons I don't use Hunter mode on him, I don't really play very aggressive with him, so Hunter mode can be very good for certain players. I tend to not really use it too often, so that's why I've just gone with 6-slot Flamer and Fortification. So let's start off with Flamer. This is exactly what it sounds like. He's got a wrist-mounted flamethrower, and this thing just absolutely fries enemies. So we'll go over some of the powers here. It's a powerful short-range flame attack. The flames will persist for max duration. You can cancel them out by hitting the button again to cut it off and start recharging it faster. This is very effective against armor, and I can attest to that. So your first couple powers, recharge speed and damage increase. In rank 4, you can go with increase your range by 50 or damage by 30. This is one of those rare times I actually take range instead of damage because this power has a pretty good reach and does damage over time, and you can shoot it through walls. So having a little bit more range on it is very helpful for a lot of the maps you play with it on. Now you can again increase damage by 40%, or you can increase your duration by 60%. Right now the duration is about 5 seconds, which I find to be pretty good. You can take that out a little bit more, but since I didn't take damage in slot 4, I go ahead and take it in slot 5. Rank 6, you can increase damage to armor by 50%, or increase damage to shields and barriers by 50%. This is a pretty good selection either way, but I always go for armor because most of your bosses on the higher difficulty levels, even some of your characters like the Scions that you're going to go up against are going to have a lot more armor. So armor seems to be more prevalent in higher level matches. So this lets you burn those bosses down a little bit more quickly. Now Fortification is a way to reinforce your armor, and you can also increase your melee damage. This does slow down your power. This is kind of one of those like tech armor barrier type powers. You can see it slows down power use by 50%. So we're going to go with increased recharge speed and melee damage there. So when the armor is purged, it's going to give you a melee damage bonus for about 20 seconds. Durability, you can increase damage protection by 5%. You can increase your melee damage bonus by 30% when the armor is purged. I don't tend to play this guy up close with a lot of melee, so I tend to keep this power active and on while it's going, instead of purging it a lot. So I have power synergy here, which increases your power damage and force by 30% while it's active. That's going to help out quite a bit with that, with using Flamer works and synergy there. And last slot, we go with increased damage protection by 10%, or you can reduce the power speed penalty. Again, very good choices here, both in rank 6. I always like to go for a little bit more damage protection, since he is a little fragile once his shields drop. Now, Hunter mode is a very interesting power set. Like I said, I don't use it at all, hardly that much. I do use it on some of the other Geth characters. But this makes you move faster. You can see through smoke and walls, which can be very helpful. Actually can work very well with Flamer. You get more weapon power and melee damage and better weapon accuracy, but it does cut your shields in half. So it's kind of a min-max type build. There are players who use this and do very well with this. You can kill very quickly. This works very well on smaller maps where there's a lot of walls and areas you can shoot Flamer through. So I have used it, and it can be used very effectively. I just like having a little bit more durability. But like I said, I do use this sometimes. You can see you can increase your movement speed, increase your damage bonus. You can go with increasing the recharge speed of all your powers, or increase weapon accuracy bonus by 15%. You've got increased damage of all powers by 15% while active, or increase the rate of fire of your weapons. You can increase your damage bonus or increase your movement speed bonus and range of your enhanced vision. So very good. It's actually a really good power. But like I said, this is a build I've just been kind of working with that I really enjoy. But you can use Hunter mode and just do a full 6 slot and then 4 slot these two and do pretty well. So this guy's a really good character any way you look at it. So Network AI is the Geth trait pool. You can see there it's going to give you more power weapon damage, more Geth weapon damage, and more strength. So you got the first two are locked in there. For rank 4, you can go with increase your weapon damage bonus, or you can increase power and force bonus and increase your weight capacity by 20 points. This is a guy you want to be constantly spamming Flamer when you're on these against these enemies. So you want to have a very low weight amount, very fast recharge speed, which is why I went with that power. In rank 5, you want to take power damage because headshot damage is not really all that great. And power damage is going to just make Flamer even more effective. In rank 6, you can reduce the weight of assault rifles, or you can go with increased weapon damage bonus by 10%, and you could also increase your Geth weapon damage by 5%. So in this case, we are using the Geth pulse rifle, so that does help with that a little bit. And then advanced hardware, I actually go all the way out to rank 6, and I do take the health and shield bonus and charge over the melee powers there. Because you can see there, his shield's max out at 1650. Using the shield booster 5, you can actually get another 30% on top of that. So really gives this guy a lot of shields, well over 2,000 shield points, makes him very durable. So looking at the weapons, like I said, I am running him with the Geth Pulse Rifle. You don't have to use the Geth Pulse Rifle. You can use any weapon, really, that gives you a pretty low recharge speed. But I find him to be good as a ranged type damage character. So you want to be using a sniper or an assault rifle most of the time, maybe even a submachine gun. The Geth submachine gun works pretty good with him too. The Geth Pulse Rifle does not do a ton of damage, but what I like about it is it has a big magazine, and it also is very accurate, so it's easy to keep fire on targets. Even at sniper distance, you can use this weapon and still land some effective headshots, and it also allows you to put those ammo powers on target more often. So pretty solid overall weapon. It's really good on bronze, not so good once you get above silver, but it it's got some, in the right hands, it can do some pretty solid work. So that's the weapon we're going with on him. Again, that's all up to your personal preference. I just try to give you guys some tidbits on what I'm using. Equipment, like I said, I like to run Shield Booster V on a lot of guys because that's usually my best gear slot there. And then armor, ammo, and weapons is all going to be up to you. If you're going to actually use Hunter mode, I would suggest using a Psionic Modulator for armor bonus so that you don't have to worry about that shield drop off. Ammo and weapon bonus, obviously, that's personal preference and kind of, want to use what you're going to benefit the most on your guns. So that's pretty much it on the Geth Trooper Soldier. We're going to get into some gameplay now. We're going to be playing some silver again with this guy. So hang on 1 second, guys, and we will get right into that. All right, guys, here we go. We got some silver gameplay coming up with the Geth Trooper Soldier. Looks like we are on Firebase Hydra. And I don't have a sniper, which kind of sucks, but we'll see what kind of enemies we get here. Hopefully I can show off some of this guy's powers and abilities. We're using, again, the Geth Pulse Rifle, and it looks like we got the Collectors. I seem to always get the Collectors on this map for some odd reason. It's really can get kind of aggravating, but that's okay. Collectors are annoying, but we still like to kill them. And you can see you're using the Geth Pulse Rifle. It does not hit very hard, but it's pretty accurate and allows you to get a lot of shots on target in a hurry, especially, which is good if you're using ammunition powers. Now this guy does not have a lot of health, so we do not want to get really that close to the enemies. He does have very high shields, and we're also using that Shield Booster 5, so we can definitely take a little bit of damage, but we really don't want to. And he's got a little sidestep evade as well. I was going to try to get over here and help this guy out, but looks like he did not make it, but we got a really quick wave completion there. Now, his best power, he does have of course, the barrier he can use here, and you can also discharge that, just like Tech Armor and just like the barrier. But he's got this Flamer ability, which I'm going to try to get close enough to use. We'll see if we can get next to some unfortunate collector guys here, and we will throw this on. And Flamer is exactly what it says. It's basically a giant flamethrower and allows you to just burn everything. It's very good damage against armor. It recharges pretty quick, and it just melts through. You can see, look, how fast it melted through that collector captain. You can cut it off if you hit Y again. You can cut it off pretty quickly. And Wow. Okay, buddy. We'll get you up here. But it's a great power, and it's also an AoE, so if there's more than one guy, you can just fry everybody. This is also useful through walls. It's one of the really good powers that's in this game. A lot of the Vorcha have it as well, but unfortunately, I don't like playing the Vorcha because they are really, really fragile. If you think the Talon Mercenary is fragile, some of the Vorcha can be really, really bad also. They do get some traits and fitness powers to help make up for it a little bit, but overall, not a huge fan of the Vorcha. So I like using Flamer on the Geth Trooper Soldier. He is pretty solid, pretty good character overall, and you can obviously use some better weapons than what I'm using here. You can see there we killed him. We can cut it off, which is not too bad. So, but you do want to kind of stay away. You don't want to get too close to the enemies with this guy because he will, take. Once his shields drop, his health is not very high. So you definitely want to try to stay, outside of melee range against most enemies, and you kind of use the Geth Pulse Rifle to whittle them down. You get a little bit of extra weapon damage bonus from his Geth trait pool. But like I said, you can definitely use more, different kinds of weapons with the Geth. You don't always have to stick with the Geth weapon in order to use them properly. And you can see there we also did trigger a fire explosion with Flamer. Of course, it's going to work just like Inferno rounds. If somebody has a trigger power to set off those explosions, they can do that. But this guy's pretty awesome. Really enjoy playing this character. He's kind of fun. Like I said, just jumping up next to people, setting them on fire with that flamethrower. And if we can get some armored targets here at some point, we're going to have some Scions. If I can get close enough to use it on them, you're going to see that it does a really good job. You can see even the Geth Pulse Rifle there, we're burning through Scion pretty quick. And we got an Abomination. I think I might be able to hit him from a good distance there, maybe, if we can. Yep. That's the other thing about Flamer. You can put a pretty ridiculous range on it and get guys even from a good bit away. You can see we're getting that Captain from all the way over here. But also, you want to make sure you carry a lightweight weapon with this guy. You can see we're just going to take this Scion on face first and just be kind of brave there. But Flamer, like I said, very good damage. It does a ton of damage against armor and a ton of damage against regular health. So great power, great power. Some of the Geth are really, really good in this game. They're some of the better characters you can use. I really like the Geth Infiltrator. He's fun to play as well. Probably do a video on him, but wanted to go through the Geth Trooper first. As good as the Geth Juggernaut is, there's two Geth in the Soldier class. You got the Juggernaut, which of course I've used in a few videos, and he's just a beast. But the normal Geth Trooper can hold his own pretty well. He's pretty awesome. He's got a lot of really good. You just burn people. It's like it's just great. You're just walking around with a giant flamethrower. It's pretty much what it is, and. Let's see, even on this Praetorian, you can see that we don't want to stand. You see there, we took two of his attacks full on with, and the cool thing here, we can burn him through the wall. Yeah, see, it's taking his armor down really fast. I mean, this is just an amazing boss killing power. The fact that you can use it through walls, that makes it a little bit unfair, but hey, we're not complaining. The collectors are dicks, so I'm not really gonna apologize for using cheap tactics on them. Don't run away. Come here. Come near the fire. It's nice and warm and comforting. This is kind of fun. I'm actually enjoying this because we got a really good team here, and we're absolutely sticking it to the collectors right now. But that could change very quickly. You never want to gloat against the collectors because they can turn things around very fast and take you out pretty quick. Let's see. We got a hack over here. Let's see, where are we going? Wow, all the way over there. And this guy's fast too. He's pretty quick. That's another thing I like, and he's got all the evasive. He's got the roll and this evasive sidestep you can use, but we're just gonna try to take these guys out from a distance. This pulse rifle is actually not too bad. Of course, you're going to get a Geth weapon damage bonus. Most of the Geth will have that in one of their trait pools where you can do more damage with Geth weapons. Definitely suggest taking that if you like any of the Geth weapons and you like to use them all the time. Like I said, the Geth Pulse Rifle is not a great weapon overall, but it's It's very accurate, so if you can get headshots consistently with it, and also with your ammo powers, it's going to help you do a lot more damage. Just put a little wave of fire out here. Let those guys come through it. Surprised no one's coming that way. And it's got a pretty good ammo amount as well. But this guy's his main bonus too is his shields. Like I said, the Geth all are very high with shields. Not so much in the health department unless you're using the Juggernaut, but I think this guy has got well over 2,000 shields with the shield booster 5. So it's pretty good, pretty durable. Like you saw with that Praetorian, we took 2 straight on Praetorian laser attacks, and it took our shields down, and that was it. It didn't even bother our health really. So this guy is pretty good character. He's pretty low maintenance, pretty easy to use. Like I said, really all you have to do is go around and use Flamer and just set things on fire. And if you take one weapon and your recharge speed is pretty quick, you can pretty much just spam Flamer over and over and over again. Use a lightweight weapon with him. That's why I suggested, or why I like the Geth Pulse Rifle, because since it is accurate, you can kind of use it from a distance to kind of peg away at the enemies. It's not as good, anywhere near as good as a sniper, but you can see here we're at least able to get some consistent hits on guys from the long range, which, like with this guy, like I said, you definitely don't want to be up in melee range unless you're using Flamer quite a bit. But it's still pretty decent weapon, pretty great character class right here. And of course, we're playing the Collect. The Collectors are never easy. It doesn't matter what difficulty you're on. Let's see if we can barbecue this Praetorian. You see there, we got hit by a Scion, and we're dead, because for some reason my D-pad did not want to work. We'll go ahead and pop a Metagel here. Yeah, that's the weird thing. One of the few gripes with Mass Effect 3, besides the fact the A button does everything, that's one of my things I really don't like about this game. If you're trying to revive somebody near a wall, you hit the A button to revive them, it'll put you in cover instead, and it can really get annoying. But the game will glitch out randomly at times, and it'll basically... Okay, I'm too close to this. Oh, son of a... Come on, that's crap. Oh, thank you for saving me, teammate. That was awesome. But there's like little glitches sometimes with the controller where you'll be hit. I mean, you can literally just mash the directional pad, and it does not do what you tell it to. Or if you hold down the X button to change to your weapon, it'll switch to your missiles. There's just a lot of stuff, like you'll just be hitting that D-pad to do your shield boost and it won't do it, and you'll take a death. Sometimes there's a little bit of lag there, glitches. And there's also some times where the controller just stops working. You can move your character around, but it won't let you shoot. And it does that for like an entire wave, and that can get really annoying. And obviously cost you a life, or cost your team a wipe. It's just some interesting bugs that they've had in the game for... that they obviously are not going to be patching out at this point. The game's been out for a while, so watch out, buddy. You got a flaming nuclear bomb behind you right there. There, yeah, that was okay. At least it's dead now. I need to get away from this possessed Scion. Let's see what we got. A Seeker Swarm. If it would stand still, stop moving around. Insane swarm of bees over there. All right, we got another Scion. And see, that's what I said with the Geth Pulse Rifle. It's pretty accurate, even though we're spraying from distance. We're still able to put hits on that guy with those disruptor rounds. So working out pretty good here. But again, this just goes to show you, if you get a solid team, even on silver, like this is silver, but we're doing it pretty easily here. We're already on wave 9. This is a very quick silver match. This is one of the faster silver matches I've played. And it's kind of refreshing after that Krogan Sentinel match, where we had a really kind of a ragtag team that wasn't really concentrating on anything. We had one guy camping up in the corner the whole time. Let's see. Can we get some enemies up close? I want to burn things. Get enough rounds on that guy. Let's see, this guy might need some help over here. Let's see what's going on. Oh yeah, we got a whole mess. A Praetorian and a Scion. We're just gonna burn you guys. Some barbecued Praetorian. That's the best flavor. The other thing too that's really good about the fire powers is they make the enemies like stagger, and they you know, so that helps out for your melee range. Prevents them from killing you. All right, wave 10 already. That's pretty quick. We got an escort. These are never fun with collectors. It's an escort. It's probably going to be out in the open. There's probably going to be a buttload of scions. But we'll see what we can't. Let's see if we can't get a missile off down this hallway and actually stop moving around. Praetorian. Oh, that was good. That was really good. All right. Well, at least we took him out with that one. We got 2 Praetorians and a trooper. And there's another one. All right. Once again, guys, wave 10. Start burning missiles, guys, because we got to go right down that hallway. And you got okay. You know. It's the only thing sometimes that drives me nuts. All right, there we go. We got a missile launcher. Nice. Very nice. Unfortunately, I don't have a mic when I play this game. I never did get a mic for Xbox 360, so... See, look, there it is right there. I'm trying to revive this guy, and it keeps hitting the freaking wall. Like, oh, it's so annoying. Game design flaws from 2012. I do hope that's something... you know, it's funny when Mass Effect Andromeda comes out, I do hope the multiplayer is just as good as this, but I hope they do fix, you know, a few little quirks. I really hope, you know, I've been playing a lot of Dragon Age Inquisition lately, which is an amazing game. I actually am hoping that they do the PvE part of, or the story RPG part of Mass Effect Andromeda similar to Dragon Age Inquisition, because I'm really enjoying, you know, going around and doing the quests and things, and it's a lot of fun. It's been a little bit more refreshing. But I really hope they don't do what they did with Dragon Age Inquisition multiplayer. Dragon Age Inquisition multiplayer just feels like it was pasted on at the last minute. It just doesn't feel like it has any purpose in the game. And it's really overly complicated to where people really don't seem to understand how to play it. They made it really, for kind of just having a casual tacked on multiplayer mode, it's very, very hard to pick up for players because you have to actually... play your class. Like if you're a tank, if you're DPS, if you're you know, a buff debuff type class, you really have to play that. You know, if you're an archer, if you play a rogue, you can't just run into the middle of a pack of enemies because you'll die in seconds. And see, one of the things about Mass Effect 3 that to me makes it so appealing is you don't have to really know how to play a certain class. Like there's no, I mean, you're going to have tank characters like the Geth Juggernaut and some of the Krogan, but for the most part, all the classes can do damage. All the classes can do very well in a lot of different categories, so it's not something where you really have to be an expert at it. I mean, the game is kind of difficult to pick up. It's Mass Effect 3 multiplayer has a really steep learning curve at first because you a lot of people when they come over to it, they're used to playing you know, PvP shooters mostly, where you can be up close and charge in and just guns blazing and play like Rambo. Whereas with Mass Effect 3, you have to play a little bit more. There's a little bit more strategy involved with it at times. And you have to know your character's strengths and weaknesses and also how to do like biotic combos and tech combos and things like that. There's a lot of stuff to learn. You know, over here, like, you know, you don't want anybody camping an extraction point when you're on wave 11. And of course, I ran over here and used the Metagel. That's one other thing that drives me crazy. And again, we're on extraction wave. We've got bosses coming everywhere, and really no one's using missiles. That's another huge pet peeve of mine. It's like, you know, you got your missiles. What are you saving them for? We're going to try to burn this scion down there. And see if we can, about time to head over to extraction here, see if we can get this guy up on his feet. There we go. We got a good revive there that didn't put us on the wall and cover. And we got these Praetorians and Collector Captain coming after us. Let's burn these guys. And an abomination. Oh, that can really screw up an extraction if he dies, because he explodes and can kill you. But either way, that was a very good silver run against the Collectors. That was a very quick match. It's one of the better Collector matches I've had. Right there with the Geth Trooper. He is a very good character. Strongly suggest using him. I know a lot of people pass on the Geth because they seem fragile at times, but their shields and some of their traits and other abilities really make up for it. So really good character class there, the Geth Trooper Soldier. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the gameplay there, enjoyed the character, taking a look here. As usual, guys, if you have any characters in Mass Effect 3 multiplayer you would like for me to take a look at, if you would like me to play in some of the gameplay, feel free to list them down below, and I will see what I can do about putting some videos together for those. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching as always, and I'll see you guys again next time.